You know, buddy, you're a pain in the ass. You know that, right? Yeah. He knows when it's time to record a video, don't you, buddy? He knows when it's time to record. Like, I'll get everything ready. Then he won't leave me alone until, until we start recording. And even then, he doesn't leave me alone. But, yeah, it's a little after 4 o'clock. And one thing I do every so often on this channel, when it's like this early or this late, depending on who you ask, because some people say it's early, some say it's late. It's whatever. But whatever, every so often, what I'll do on this channel is, if I don't want to like make like a gaming video, like a gameplay video or something like that, like I'll like make a video like this, even if it's at little after 4 in the morning, which as of right now it's 4:10 in the morning. Yeah, it's crazy that it's this early, I know. But yeah, this is what I have to deal with all day, every day. This is what I have to deal with. This little brat. You're a pain in the ass. This is boy. It is boy. Yes, he answers to boy. Look at him look at me. Boy. Sometimes it takes him a little bit, but he's like, I'll go, boy, and then he'll look at me. He's an adorable little guy, but yeah, I figured, you know what? I'm in a talkative kind of mood. It's 4 in the morning. I've got my Liberty Chill Mountain Dew, about a half drink. So I am still a little tipsy from earlier, so add all these things together, make a retro gaming related video. Now, for those who are either new to the channel or haven't watched my previous videos, I'm a big fan of the retro gaming scene. Like, I've been getting into the retro gaming community the past couple years, and honestly, it's quite enjoyable. It's enjoyable because I have actually talked to quite a good amount of people in the community. Like, conversed with some of them. Even got recommended some stuff from those people, and also recommended stuff to those people. So, yeah, of course, there's like those people in the community that are absolute shit. But that's every community, so that's whatever. I mean, still better than the Touhou fandom, at least. Which, yeah, I've been recommended stuff by people in the retro gaming community. I've also recommended stuff to people in the retro gaming community. In fact, back in January, I went to a game shop near where I live, and that's how I got my PS2. Like, I got my PS2 and this copy of Sonic Heroes along with it. Now, of course, and you know, the third-party memory card. So, but it's a memory card, so what it is. Got all 3 of these literally at the same time. But here's the thing, though. That copy of Misadventures of Tronbon I had, I traded that in to get my PS2, which was originally priced at $125, but because, you know, I mean, again, I'm going to retell the story for people who don't know or are new or forgot. Back in January, I went to a game shop, brought my copy of Misadventures of Tronbon, expecting like $50 at most for the game. So, because, you know, a lot of, you know, how game shops can be. Especially if there are like online game shops and stuff like that. You know how they can be. So I wasn't expecting much, like $50 maximum. And when I got to the shop, I saw that I saw a PS2 and an NES. A PS2 and an NES that had just come into the shop, like a little bit before we got to the shop. And that's how I knew the PS2 I got worked, because we walked in, saw it playing like some, I think it was Marvel vs. Capcom or something like that. I know it was a Marvel related fighting game. I just don't remember which one it was, but I do know it was a Marvel fighting game that, you know, was being played to test the very PS2 I got. So I asked the shop owner himself, how much would I get for the copy of Tronbon? He said $100. And so I asked, and I kept eyeballing that PS2. I'm like, how much for that PS2? And he said, you know what? It just came in the shop. We just came in the store. We were just testing it. $100. So I pretty much traded my one game for literally an entire console. Like, it's a PS2, like, hold on. Like, it's a PS2 Slim, right? It's a legit PS2 Slim. I got Sonic Mega Collection Plus, and there's still, from when I did the Sonic 1 video a couple days ago, you know, the playing Sonic 1 20 years later, which, yes, I know, yes, for those who are probably thinking I've messed up with the title, I played Sonic 1 for the first time 20 years ago, which is why the title was titled that. And, yeah, my copy of Sonic Mega Collection Plus is still in my PS2, and has been since that video. Now, it came with the console, the PS2 Slim, cords, obviously. Oh, sorry, Atreus. And an original PS2 controller from Sony themselves. Like, this is the very controller my PS2 came with when I got it. It's an OEM DualShock 2 controller from a retro game shop. Now, normally, you don't... And the thing is, normally, if you buy a console from a game shop, especially if it's online, normally you get a third-party controller, and you have to pay extra for an original controller. But I got the original controller along with the console. And this was the thing is, this is the exact controller that was also being used to test the PS2. So this was the controller that pretty much came with PS2 when the shop owner got it that day. So yeah, I got the PS2, the original controller, and the cords, which I'm not unhooking, and then so I'll have to hook them back up after this video's done. All that for $100 itself, which you look online, it's all that stuff added up. If I remember correctly, it's like $120, $130. Again, just for the PS2 Slim, the original controller, and the cords. Last time I saw was like $120, $130 for all that on price charting. So, and again, the original price was $125, but I managed to get it for $100. And I got the $100 by trading in my copy of Misadventures of Tronbon. So, I traded that game for an entire console. And again, remember, I was expecting like $50 at maximum. I went in the shop expecting $50 maximum for one game, right? I leave the store, a console with an original controller, cords of course, and there's more of course. People say that people say like this is a memory card from Mad Catz, and people say that these Mad Catz memory cards can like corrupt your data. It had saved data when I got this exact memory card, and it didn't have any corrupted data from what I could tell, and none of my data has been corrupted either on this memory card as of yet. But yeah, my sister got me this. This memory card was like $15 itself, and she also got me Sonic Heroes. You know, just so I had a game to go with my PS2 when I got it. And also, I needed you to keep in mind that literally the night before I got this PS2, I ordered this exact copy of Sonic Riders for the PS2 because I thought the PS3 I have in my room, which I'm looking at right now, because it's to my right. I thought the PS3 we had was backwards compatible with PS2 games. Found out it's not, so figured, well, shit. I don't want to just sit there collecting dust. And yeah, so went to the game shop. That's how I got my PS2. Yeah, the reason why I got this PS2 was because I ordered this on eBay the night before. Found out PS2 games aren't backwards compatible on the PS3, so yeah, just kind of that's what drove me to want to get a PS2. Even though, I've been wanting a PS2 the past several years since we moved into this house, so yeah. I finally got the PS2 I wanted. And not only did I get the PS2 I wanted, but I also got the Nintendo DS. While it's not the DS Lite, which is what I wanted, it is still a Nintendo DS. And in fact, this is the exact same DS I made the video on last year. In fact, it's been about a year now since I made that video, which is crazy. What game? Oh, I don't even have a game in it. That's right. But yeah, I got that. My sister got this for me as a Christmas present last year, but decided, give it to me early. Because, she kind of felt like I deserved it early. So she gave it to me early, and that's when I made the video. And honestly, not only did I get the PS2 I've been wanting past several years, but I also got a DS like I wanted the past several years. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. And there was also another console I've been looking at past several years as well, which was a Nintendo 64. Now, there are plans. Now, me and my mom's fiance, yes, fiance now, are planning on getting a Nintendo 64 sometime in the near future. Like, he and I have been talking about it the past, month or so. So, we've been planning it for a while. Am I going to make a video on it? Most likely, because, fun video to do. So, yeah. I've been looking, past several years, I've been looking at Nintendo DS, which I got. A PlayStation 2, which I got. And a Nintendo 64, which I have been, me and my mom's fiance have been talking about planning the past month. So, that's pretty much what I've kind of been doing in my spare time as well. And not only that, but I've also been playing Pokemon Yellow in my spare time, which is, crazy because I almost never play any games in my spare time, for my own enjoyment. If I play a game, it's usually for, a video or something. So very rarely will I, play something from myself on my own time. But Pokemon Yellow is in fact one of those. It's in fact something I have been playing on my own time. And this thing does not want to work for whatever reason right now. I have no idea why. Are the batteries dead? I have zero idea. Because the batteries shouldn't be dead. Because I didn't leave the Game Boy on, so the batteries should not be dead. At worst, the power light should be. I had the power switch off. Oh, okay. But yeah, again, authentic copy of Pokemon Yellow, by the way, with the original Indigo Game Boy Advance. I told you, still have this thing. Now, my trainer name in this game is Gem Bob. As of currently, I have 4 badges, so I beat Erica. My Pokédex completion is 15 Pokemon. And my current playtime is 10 hours, 23 minutes. I'm in Fuchsia City. And my team consists of a level 31 Dragonair, a level 31 Nidoqueen, a level 31 Vaporeon, a level 33 Pikachu, because starter, a level 33 Kadabra, and a level 36 Charizard, appropriately named Chazad. I have $140,081. Again, 4 badges, so I beat Erica. 10 hours, 23 minutes. And it still fucking works perfectly. Just like when I got it. Now, of course, it is an old game, so it is going to, like, crash, freeze, stuff like that. So, can't really do much about it. And again, PS2 games, obviously. Sonic Heroes. Which I honestly got to get back to playing at some point. Like, when our internet was out for, like, those, like, 4 or 5 days, I actually played, like, these were the 2 games I played. Quite literally, these were the 2 games I switched off and on constantly when we didn't have Wi-Fi those few days. Played basically just these 2 games. And before that, I hadn't really played my PS2 for a while until then. So, figured, you know what, why not? And so I played Sonic, which is quite literally almost all the games I have for my PS2. Now, of course, I do have some games that aren't Sonic for my PS2. I've got Guitar Hero, which I think is the only non-Sonic PS2 game I have. But if you're talking like PS1 games, like I've only got 2, which are Sarge's Heroes 1 and 2. I only grabbed Sarge's Heroes 2 because honestly, Sarge's Heroes 2 is the better one of the 2. Not that Sarge's Heroes 1 is bad, like Sarge's Heroes 2 is much better. But yeah, had these 2. Like, in fact, my copy of Sarge's Heroes 1 I've had about 3 years now, when, you know, which was before I got Intinimate, like a little over a month before I bought Intinimate Common Flowers on the PS4 store. Digitally, of course. But, yeah, I did get my copy of Sarge's Heroes 1 for the PS1 at Slackers for like $19 3 years ago. So, and yes, the exact copy of Sarge's Heroes I put in my PS3, did on the PS3 for a while for my playthrough, and then when I got my PS2, I finished the playthrough on my PS2. This is the exact copy. Like, these are the exact copies of the Sarge's Heroes games I've done on this channel for my playthroughs. And of course, there's, like, yeah, I've got a PS2, a PS3, PS4 in my game. I mean, what the fuck am I talking? Again, it's past 4 in the morning. Like, you'd think, oh, I'm, like, mostly PlayStation. Even though, you know, I've been playing Game Boy Advance. I've got a Nintendo DS, which are Nintendo consoles, by the way. I also have an Xbox 360 in my room, which, I mean, and I do have access to, like, an Xbox One as well, but, like, all the games I own for, like, all the, like, Xbox games I own are either original Xbox games, a couple Kinect games for 360, or games that are, well, also games that are backwards compatible on the Xbox One, or games that are exclusive to 360. Games like Destroy All Humans, Path of the Fear on, like, this is not backwards compatible on the Xbox One or the Series consoles. And the reason for that is licensing. So the only way you can really play Path of the Fear on is if you own it physically for the 360 or the PS3. Yes, it was also released on the PS3. But if you want to play if you want to play all the Disraeli Humans games, you're gonna have to need to own a 360 or a PS3 to play. So, yeah, there's that issue. And then there's like games that you could get. I can get digitally on like Steam, but say something happened to your Steam account, right? Say like it got hacked, you got banned out of nowhere. You try to appeal the ban, but your appeal was denied, so your account was banned or whatever. You got locked out of your account, which has happened to me on Xbox consoles twice. Like I got locked out of one account on the 360, and I got locked out of one account on the Xbox One. So I had to make a new Xbox account because of that. Again, I didn't get banned or anything. I didn't even get hacked. I just got locked out of my accounts for whatever reason. So games I had like digitally, like Sonic Adventure 2, Jet Set Radio, Nights into Dreams, Skullgirls even. Remember when I played Skullgirls all those years ago on the 360? Yeah, it was also backwards compatible on the Xbox One. The account I bought those games on, I got locked out of. I have no idea why I got locked out of the account. I just did. So I couldn't access those games anymore. So I had to create like an entirely new Xbox account. Or I had to get the games on stuff I already had on console I already owned. While I eventually did get Skullgirls on my PS4 and Sonic Adventure 2 on the PS3, like everything else I bought on that account, it's completely gone. I was need to rebuy that game at some point. But if you own a game physically, like you don't have to worry about like getting your account hacked, banned for whatever reason, getting locked out of your account even though you know the information for it, or you're not connected to Wi-Fi. The only way you can really play a game is if you own it physically, which is exactly why I got Mountain of Faith. Like, I already uploaded a video a couple days ago for Mountain of Faith. When it came in the mail, I tested it out, everything, and obviously it worked perfectly. Came in complete in box. Paid. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Like, it came in absolutely complete, like practically brand new. Like, the only way you could tell it's not brand new, though, is you probably can't see it, but look, like, right there. I mean, you could probably just barely see it. You look, like, right there, like, that, it's got, like, a little, like, crack or smudge in the case, so it's not brand new, but other than that, it's practically brand new. It's complete in box as well, as in, jewel case, the disc, the cover art, whatever the fuck this thing is, like, it came in complete in the box, and I did look on eBay for at stuff for, price for the game on price charting, and I paid, a lot of the games I have, like Mountain of Faith, Sarge Heroes 2, Sonic Heroes, Sonic Riders. You know, a bunch of the games I have, like, of course, I bought some of them on my own, but most of the time, my sister buys the games for me. You know, because she asked me to do some stuff for her, and, you know, to pay me for doing that stuff, she said she'll go on, like, I'll give you this much, go on to spend on eBay, look for what you want, whatever this price. I'm like, all right. So, and not only that, but she's also the reason why my Trap Tricks and my Live Twin Shadow deck, Yu-Gi-Oh decks, are done physically. She also helped me finish those decks. Like, in fact, she's the reason why my Trap Tricks decks started becoming a thing in the first place, because she did buy me the structure decks. So that I did use to, like, make the decks, and as well as a few of the other cards as well. But yeah, a lot of this stuff she bought me. Mountain of Faith was no exception. Now, I did get this on eBay for $21.58. You know, including shipping and tax. Even though, you know, shipping was free, tax was, you know, whatever amount, like $159. Well, technically, yeah, $159. The game itself, you know, before shipping, tax, and all that stuff, was $19.99, which is actually what the game goes for. Complete inbox. Complete inbox. It goes for. Hold on. Let me. Yeah, again, normally I would have this pulled up, but this time around I did not. I went on price charting, right? Look up how much the game is worth. Complete inbox, which how I have it. I'm going to tell you prices one by one for Mountain of Faith. Game, just the disc itself, loose, $7.31. Complete inbox price, $19.99, which is exactly what was paid, you know, before shipping and tax. Which, again, shipping was free. It was $159 for tax. So, excluding tax, it was $19.99. So, I did not get upcharged for at all. Well, technically, again, my sister bought the game, but still, like, there was no upcharge. Like, it wasn't like upcharged. It was $19.99 when I ordered it. It goes for $19.99 complete in box, which the copy I own is brand new. It's $24.90, so practically like $25. Brand new, factory sealed, by the way. Graded, it's $27.39, which honestly isn't too bad, though, considering this game came out in 2007. Like, a little over $27 for a graded copy of Mountain of Faith. That's honestly pretty good, especially considering this was released only in Japan. So, and yeah, like, all the Touhou games are practically released in Japan until, you know, Touhou 16 was released on Steam, which, if I remember correctly, was the first Touhou game to release worldwide, because, you know, it was on Steam. For just the jewel case only, it's $8, and manual only, it's $5. So you take into account the disc, jewel case, and the manual or whatever, all add that together, that's $20.31. And complete, it's $19.99. With brand new, it's $24.30. Well, $24.90, I should say. So, honestly, yeah. Like, wasn't ripped off at all. Everything was actually pretty spot on for the price. And I did write a review to the seller as well, by the way. And I am going to be showing off like more when it comes to like prices for like Touhou games, because I honestly found that prices for the Touhou games are actually pretty interesting. And the reason why is I started from Touhou, technically Touhou 4 Lotus Land Story. No prices at all. Not even for the game itself, none. No prices for Lotus Land Story. Like, out of all the games mainline games between Lotus Land Story and Touhou 19 Unfinished Dream of All Living Ghost, which on price charting for whatever reason doesn't even exist. Most likely because it's a brand new game, so it makes sense. Like, only 3 of the Touhou games, mainline Touhou games, I searched up on price charting had like actual prices. Mountain of Faith was one of them. Embodiment of Scarlet Devil was the second, and Undefined Fantastic Object, Touhou 12, was the last one, mainline game that had prices. I hadn't looked up any of the spin-offs yet, but don't worry, I will get to that a bit later. But for now, let's go back to games, right? Moving on from Touhou temporarily, there's also games like you can't like legitimately like play anymore. Like games like the original Overwatch, which, yes, I do own physically still, by the way. Again, you can't play the original Overwatch anymore. But if you do pop the disc in your console, it'll like update immediately, install Overwatch 2. But if you do it with the disc, and trust me, I've tried this, I've experienced this. If you pop the disc in, you don't get all the characters right away. You have to complete like certain like challenges or whatever to unlock the characters. Digitally, if you download Overwatch 2 digitally, you don't have to do that. But if you pop the disc in, you do have to do that. So, while you can't exactly play Overwatch 1 anymore, because Overwatch 2, you could still actually find copies, physical copies. Even though, you can't play it anymore, it's just nice to have in a collection, I guess. Now, I did buy this copy for $30 a few years ago, back when, Overwatch 1 was, still alive and well. So, yeah, while you can't play this game anymore, it's actually still nice to have, for collector purposes. Which is another good thing about the retro gaming community, but also a bad thing, because, collectors like to fucking upcharge games like that up the ass. Not just games, but consoles as well. Sorry, hang a nail. But, yeah. Which is why whenever I go on eBay, I'll look up, I'll try to find a cheap copy of something or whatever, And then I'll go also look on price charting, see how much a copy of that version of the game goes for. And if it's like close or as much as it says on price charting, like I'll go for that copy. But there are also people who like upcharge up the ass. Like I've seen copies of Mountain of Faith go for like $50. And again, a brand new copy of Mountain of Faith is almost $25 on average. I've seen copies of this game go for like around 50. Yeah, I'm not fucking buying that. If I wanted to do that, I would just pay $15 on Steam, even though it's digital, and so I wouldn't have to like. And referring back to like my stuff about like what can happen with the account and stuff like that. Like, keep that in mind. Like, yeah, wouldn't have been worth it. So, yeah, games like this, which again you can't play anymore or whatever, people like to upcharge up the ass for, which is a no-no. You don't do that. And of course, there are also games like developers will like, if you have them digitally, they'll like pull from your library with, like, Ubisoft, for example. Don't even get me started on Ubisoft, but yeah, long story short, Ubisoft is like pulling games out of like people's like game libraries digitally, stuff like that. Like the original The Crew, may that game rest in peace, And as well as like removing features from like the Assassin's Creed games, like multiplayer modes, stuff like that from the Assassin's Creed games, or just outright removing the games from, the game libraries. Which, yeah. I own pretty much almost all the Assassin's Creed on the PS3. Except for 2, for whatever reason. But yeah, got the original Assassin's Creed, Brotherhood, Revelations, 3, and Black Flag. All physically complete in box, mind you, for the PS3. And I'm pretty sure people are charging up the ass for these games, especially considering what Ubisoft has been doing as of late. So, yeah. Honestly, being a part of the retro gaming community, fun as it may be, it is also pretty expensive and hard to find stuff for. At times even. So, you kind of... Which is why, places, online stores or whatever, like eBay or local game store are handy. And if you do your research, like I do, you can easily find, like, copies of games, consoles, whatever, for an actually reasonable price. Again, it's just really good to be a part of the retro gaming community, costly as it may be. It's still fun to do, right? Right, buddy? Yeah, he even joins me on, like, researching and all that stuff. He doesn't understand any of it, because, he's a cat. He is boy. But he still joins me because, again, he's my cat. Like, again, normally whenever I'll, like, record a video on, like, my PS4 or whatever, he's right here with me. So, yeah. He's also a proud member of the retro gaming community, mostly because, I am. And that's a reason why whenever I do like a game testing video or whatever, when I like again Mountain of Faith, using Mountain of Faith as an example, whenever I mention the price that was paid for the game or whatever, that's why I always mention the price of the game and how much was paid for the game or whatever. So you know where to find said game and how much you could find the game for, again, on eBay, for example. So, and I have gotten criticism in the past for saying, "Ooh, you're only doing this to show off your wealth. You're a piece of shit. You're no better than people like Jake Paul or Logan Paul." Again, no. I tell you how much is paid for games, just so you know a good price or a good deal for the game that was paid. So, yeah, people saying that I only do it to like say, haha, I'm wealthier than you, they're absolutely wrong. I do it so, people who watch my channel are interested in getting a certain game or whatever that I get. People know how much is paid for it, and they could probably find it for either the same price or around the same price, whether it be like a little more or a little bit less, depending on the condition of the game and if it's complete in box, loose, or whatever. Yeah, that's why I do it. So you could find a good deal for it. So that's why I do it. But yeah, anyways, let's actually get to me showing off more Touhou game prices, because yeah, why not? I just thought it'd be interesting to do. Isn't that right, buddy? I literally flopped him on his back and didn't even care. Yeah, let's go show the people Touhou game prices, alright? Yeah, let's do that. Alright, so yeah, as you can see, I still have it opened up to Mountain of Faith on price charting. As you can see, as I mentioned in the video, $731 loose, $19.99 complete, which is exactly what was paid for the game, excluding shipping and tax. Almost 25 brand new, whatever. As I mentioned, complete in box sold listings. May 11th. August 17th, 2007. This game's almost 17 years. This game's gonna be 17 years old, dude. Yeah, and then let's look up highly responsive to prayers. No results for highly responsive to prayers. Wow. Yeah, again, as you can see, there's also going to be some results that are going to show for any of the games for whatever reason. Again, I'm going to show off everything for mainline games. Again, Story of Eastern Wonderland, Touhou 2. No research results found. Look up Phantasmagoria of Dim Dream, shall we? Why didn't it not want to... for whatever reason, my H and I keys don't want to work. Like, I have to really press them if I want them to work. Nothing for Phantasmagoria of Dim Dream. Nothing. And then we look up the Lotus Land story. Like, out of all the PC98 Touhou games, this is the only one that I could find that actually came up with the search results. And as you can see, no prices all around for whatever reason. Now, this is going to be a common thing for the mainline Touhou games. This is going to be a common theme for these mainline Touhou games. And then we look up Mystic Square, right? It's not going to pop up any results. You see, Mystic Square, no results. Except for like a bunch of like Yu-Gi-Oh cards and stuff. And then the next Touhou game is Embodiment of Scarlet Devil. Touhou 6. $26 complete. That's actually pretty good. 52. God damn. But yeah, before I got decided on Mountain of Faith, this is also one of the games I was also thinking about getting, but it was a little bit expensive. Because again, it was, if I did get it, it was going to be complete in box, and yeah. Again, this is one of the 3 mainline games from the Windows era that I actually managed to find prices for. Again, mainline Windows game era Touhou games. And we look up Perfect Cherry Blossom, which is another one I was looking at. Again, it didn't want to, like, type the H, because I have no idea why. But as you can see, no prices all around for Perfect Cherry Blossom for whatever reason. And then we look up Touhou 9, Imperishable Night. Well, 8, I should say. Again, Touhou 8, no prices whatsoever. Touhou 9, Phantasmagoria of Flower View. I spelled it wrong, but fuck it. I don't care. Loose. No, look, no prices whatsoever for Touhou 9. And I already showed you Mountain of Faith. So now we go to Touhou 11, which is Subterranean Animism. Blah, blah. Subterranean Animism. No prices whatsoever for Touhou 11. Touhou 12, Undefined Fantastic Object. Again, the mainline games from Touhou 10 to 19 are on Steam. So keep that in mind. $20.49 complete in box for Touhou 12. Again, this, Mountain of Faith, and Embodiment of Scarlet Devil are the only 3 mainline Windows era Touhou games that actually had prices on price charting. Which is crazy. That these are the only 3. And then we go into Touhou 13, 10 Desires. Again, and as I said, mainline games from 10 to currently 19 mainline games, they're on Steam. Touhou 13, no prices whatsoever. Touhou 14, double dealing character. Now it's registering my key inputs. No prices whatsoever. Again, on Steam, by the way. $15 on Steam, but mind you. Like, all the mainline Touhou games are $15 on Steam. Even 19 is $15 on Steam. And now Touhou 15, which is Legacy of Lunatic Kingdom. Again, I reiterate. On Steam, $15. No price at all whatsoever for Touhou 15. Hidden Star and 40 Seasons. Probably the first one to actually get released worldwide on Steam. No prices. Again, no idea why. Touhou 17, Wily Beast and Weakest Creature. No prices whatsoever. What the fuck? Unconnected Marketeers, Touhou 18. No prices. This game came out 3 years ago, by the way. 3 years ago. How does it not have any prices on price charting? And the last one for the mainline games. Unfinished Dream of All Living Ghosts. Right? Long ass fucking name. Nothing. Nothing for Unfinished Dream of All Living Ghosts. Nothing. Again, game came out almost a year ago, so makes sense, but still. $15 on Steam. Think about that. Hold on. Why would I was getting... I have no idea why I didn't register my 1T. But yeah, Violet Detector. Again, I found copies for like 17, 18 bucks, complete in box on eBay. One was even brand new for 19 bucks, like factory sealed for 19 bucks for this game. For like and again, nothing. This is a spin-off, so it's not mainline, but still nothing. Let's look up Antinomy of Common Flowers. Which I actually played a little bit of last night. Antinomy of Common Flowers. No prices whatsoever. 2017. This game's $25 on Steam, but I paid $35 on my PS4 for it. And obviously it was worth the $35. Look up double spoiler. Again, no prices whatsoever. Let's look up Scarlet Rhapsody. I doubt. Yep, no prices whatsoever. But hey, at least we got Tenchi on the cover. It's a silhouette of her, but she's still on the cover. And this was her first appearance too, so yeah. It's unfortunate that she's exclusive to pretty much only the spin-off fighting games, but shit, at least she's playable, right? That's what matters. And the last one I'm going to look up is Shoot the Bullet. Not the Touhou game that came out before Mountain of Faith. 2005. And no prices. This game came out the same year Phantasmagoria Flower View did. No prices whatsoever. I have zero idea why only 3 of the Windows games that I've looked up have prices on price charting. The rest don't for whatever reason. Especially the new ones. Like, why? It's just weird. So unfortunately, if you want to get a copy on eBay, try to find the cheapest one you can find. Again, people do like to upcharge. So, yeah, you gotta be careful with prices. But yeah, I think it's time to go back to the main video. Yeah, this is the eBay listing I ordered my copy of Mountain of Faith from. The exact listing, as you can see, it is currently out of stock because I'm pretty sure I got the last copy from this seller in particular. Pretty sure I bought the last copy. And as you can see, it was $19.99. Atreus, go away. Yeah, just so you know, it didn't require any locale change or compatibility programs to install when I installed it. It just there were some complications, but it was more that I couldn't read the text, so that's really the only issue I had with it. This description is 100% accurate to how it came in. 100% accurate. But the game basically came in absolutely perfect condition. Hey, look, you can see my review. This is me. This is me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was the last copy this seller had. So, and I bought it. But yeah, as you can see, $19.99. You see the item I purchased? These were the images. Yep. Really neat, really neat. You see order details? As you can see, $21.58 because $159 tax, which I still think is fucking stupid. Because until like close to the end of last year, they didn't start charging tax. So, yeah, that's kind of fucked up. But yeah, anyways, let's get back to the rest of the video now. But yeah, again, I still don't understand as to why, out of all the Windows Touhou games, including the spin-offs, but mostly mainline games, Mountain of Faith, Embodiment of Scarlet Devil, and Undefined Fantastic Object, Touhou 6, 10, and 12 are the only three that have some price charting. I've no idea why that is, but maybe they should like update that. But yeah, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get someone saying like I talk too much or whatever. Like, you know, my last video making fun of the Touhou fandom, you know, for, you know, Lost Word, not liking Lost Word for stupid reasons. Like, someone commented on my video that, like, not exactly saying that I talk too much, but basically implying it. I'm probably going to get that again, but who cares? Because again, it's nice to talk about. It's nice for someone to talk about things they enjoy, because you know it's not really harming anyone. It's not targeting anyone for harassment. It's literally just someone talk about something they enjoy, which again, nothing wrong with it. But yeah, again, it's the internet. You know, you can't please everybody. Especially if they're Twitter users or a Touhou fan on Twitter. Yeah. But yeah, honestly, it's nice being a part of the retro gaming community. Again, I've been part of the retro gaming community for 2 years now at this point. In fact, so yeah, I'm honestly quite happy with, you know, the people I've talked to in the community and, you know, games I've gotten over the past couple of years. So, I couldn't be any happier. I'm enjoying life. I really am. It's such a, like, I honestly live a good life. Now, I didn't like a decade ago, but in recent years, like, yeah, I've been living a really good life. But yeah, honestly, I can honestly recommend you get a copy of Mountain of Faith. Again, like, it's like $20 complete in box. But do keep in mind that people do like upcharge and you might have a little trouble like installing the game to your PC, but again, if you watched my video on this game when I got tested this game out, it worked perfectly fine. Which honestly can't be said. Which the same can't be said for the Touhou games I got on Steam, because like whenever I start those up, like it freezes the PC and I have to restart the PC. So yeah, another reason why I want Mountain of Faith physically, to hopefully avoid that. And again, it doesn't freeze the PC, so yeah, honestly, while yes, you do pay less for it on Steam, again, from personal experience, not saying you'll encounter the same thing, but from personal experience, getting the games on Steam tends to freeze the PC, making you have to restart the PC. But getting the game physically, like, you really don't need to do that. And it's also, nice to have, for reasons I mentioned earlier in the video. So, yeah, honestly, nice game to have. Glad I got it. And I'm enjoying being part of the Touhou. Not the Touhou fandom. I hate being in the Touhou fandom because, the Touhou fandom is absolute shit. But the retro gaming community, I love being part of the retro gaming community. And honestly, I can encourage you to do the same. You join too, because again, you never know who you'll encounter, and you'll never know what kind of stuff you'll come across, stuff like that. So, honestly, do give the retro gaming community a shot. Look for some older stuff. And, yeah. Thank you for hearing me ramble on for over an hour about retro gaming and everything. But yeah, I'm gonna go play more Mountain of Faith, and yeah. Take care.